What's good, world? It's your boy Hitman D coming at you live with another video. Man, I want to jump on up here and talk about Alexa Bliss. Since her and Charlotte Flair has lost the Women's Tag Team Championships to the Kabuki Warriors, Alexa Bliss needs to turn on Charlotte Flair. You know what I'm saying? That definitely needs to happen. Alexa Bliss getting revenge on Charlotte Flair is needed due to the last time they faced off in their second match at Extreme Rules 4 years ago. Charlotte Flair beat Alexa Bliss for the second time and also ripped her doll to shreds. That pissed me off to the max. I was beyond pissed about Alexa Bliss' second loss to Charlotte Flair. That that burnt me up. I was on fire. But anyway, so yeah, that loss stuck with me for a long time. So now that Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair are no longer the women's tag team champions, I hope Alexa Bliss turns on Charlotte Flair. They need to go with that solution. And Alexa Bliss also joins Wyatt Six. She joins Wyatt Six, and Uncle Howdy gets in her ear and tell her, like, why are you teaming up with Alexa Bliss when she's the same person that ripped your dog to shreds, your best friend, the only friend you ever had, and Charlotte Flair ripped it to shreds, and you had to go to therapy behind that, which is the truth. Alexa Bliss had to go to therapy behind that, and it took Alexa Bliss a long time to recover from Charlotte Flair ripping her dog to shreds, Lily. So that's why, if Alexa Bliss don't get revenge on Charlotte Flair and don't never get her first pinfall off Charlotte, I riot. Because Alexa Bliss has beaten four of the four horse women to become champion. She dethroned Becky Lynch at TLC in 2016 in a tables match to win her first SmackDown Women's Championship. And a year later, she dethroned Bayley to become the first ever Raw Women's Champion. She lost the belt to Sasha Banks, and she regained the belt right back from Sasha Banks. She regained the Raw Women's Championship right back from Sasha Banks, whatnot. And with that being said, Bayley, Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné, and Becky Lynch has beaten Charlotte Flair plenty of times in one-on-one matches, but Charlotte Flair has beaten them as well. Their matches always win either way. So it doesn't make any sense for Alexa Bliss not to be able to beat Charlotte. That don't make any sense. So that definitely needs to happen. That needs to happen for sure. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, Alexa Bliss getting revenge on Charlotte Flair is needed, and I hope they go that route. I hope they go that direction. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it's not going to happen right now. Because Alexa Bliss and Charlotte is teaming up with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, going up against the Kabuki Warriors and Lash Legend, including Nia Jax, going into the Survivor Series War Games. So I'm going to give it a couple of weeks. And hopefully they book Alexa Bliss to finally pull that trigger on Charlotte Flair. And Alexa Bliss goes back to her dark heel devilish character. But this time she joins the Wyatt Six. That will make Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair's story cook even more. Like somebody says, Charlotte Flair should be the heel and Alexa Bliss should be the babyface. No, hell no. It definitely needs to go the other way around. Alexa Bliss the heel and Charlotte Flair the babyface. And the story ends with Alexa Bliss avenging her dog Lily, getting her revenge on Charlotte, and getting her first redemption match, her first pinfall off Charlotte Flair. So to be on her resume that Alexa Bliss has beaten all four of the four horse women members. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's how they need to do it. Alexa Bliss gets revenge on Charlotte Flair and avenge her dog Lily, and she gets her redemption match off Charlotte Flair, and she gets her first pinfall off Charlotte Flair, so it'll be on her resume that she's beaten all four of the four horse women. Then she can move on to dethrone Chelsea Green for the women's U.S. title, and that will make Alexa Bliss an official Grand Slam champion. Because to keep in mind, Alexa Bliss has never captured the NXT Women's Championship. And she also never captured the mid-card Women's Championship. So if Alexa Bliss dethrones Chelsea Green for the Women's U.S. title, that's going to make her an official Grand Slam champion. And that needs to happen as well. Don't get me wrong, Chelsea Green is one of my favorite female wrestlers. But I like Alexa Bliss better. Alexa Bliss is my top favorite female wrestler. I don't go against Alexa Bliss for nobody. So I want Alexa Bliss to be the person to dethrone Chelsea Green for the Women's U.S. title. It needs to happen. But like I said, so yeah, man, Alexa Bliss getting revenge on Charlotte Flair is definitely needed. They need to go ahead and pull that trigger. Hopefully they will. That would definitely be the perfect solution. It would be the right solution. They need to go that route. Don't screw this up. Please don't screw this up. You know, this definitely needs to happen for sure. You know, so I'm gonna let it cook. You know, here's the thing with a lot of wrestling fans, they don't let stuff play out. Something happens right away. Now, I'm going to be honest. At first, I was pissed off about Alexa Bliss joining Charlotte Flair because when Charlotte Flair went to the back and I saw that Alexa Bliss was back there and she said her and Charlotte Flair needs to talk, I looked like a Christmas tree because I thought Alexa Bliss was set to get revenge on Charlotte Flair until I thought about it. I said, hold up. Why is Alexa Bliss saying that her and Charlotte Flair needs to talk? So that took me back. That took me back for a sec. So I was like, nah, this don't look right. And sure enough, it didn't. And I was like, man, they got her and Charlotte Flair becoming a team. So that pissed me off. That pissed me off until I said to myself, just let it play out. Just let it play out. Just let the shit play out, bro. Don't get way ahead of yourself. Just let it play out. So it got deeper and deeper. It got deeper and deeper with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair winning the Women's Tag Team Championships. Now, I did not like that shit at all. Because I'm not a fan of Charlotte Flair. I despise Charlotte Flair. But I'm a massive fan of Alexa Bliss. And I definitely didn't want her teaming up with Charlotte. But it happened. So I had no choice but to go with the flow and support Alexa Bliss's Women's Tag Team title run. Because I'm a true fan of hers. And if I would have turned on her because she teamed up with Charlotte, that would make me a fake fan. And I'm definitely not a fake fan. I'm not fake. So I went on to support her Women's Championship Tag Team title run with Charlotte Flair and whatnot. And for the most part, they were a great tag team. I give them that. They were a great tag team because Alexa Bliss didn't have to carry Charlotte, and Charlotte Flair definitely didn't have to carry it to Alexa Bliss. Both of them could hold their own in the tag team match. They did well for the most part. I will give them that. Well, I'll give Charlotte Flair that because I'm not a fan of Charlotte Flair, but I'm a massive fan of Alexa Bliss. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna support Alexa Bliss tag team title run, and I'm gonna just let it cook. When they lose the women's tag team titles, then I can, hope that Alexa Bliss gets revenge on Charlotte Flair and gets her first pinfall off Charlotte Flair. So I let it play out. I let it cook. And I'm going to still let it cook. I just hope it happens. I hope so. I hope they go with that solution. So yeah, that's why, I'm being very patient. A lot of these wrestling fans get mad and jump the gun and don't let stuff play out. See, I'm not like that. I let stuff play out before I start, pooping on it. I let stuff play out before I start, pooping on it. So, yeah. So, I'm going to just let it play out. I'm going to let it cook. I'm going to let it keep marinating. But the best thing they could do is put the Wyatt Six in Alexa Bliss join the Wyatt Six. I promise you. It's going to cook. Because Because remember at the time when Alexa Bliss tried to go up against Uncle Howdy, and she lost to Bianca Belair, and she didn't win the Raw Women's title, which is I'm not surprised. But I did want her to, but nah, they won't. She won't. She won't taking the title off Bianca. It won't gonna happen. And I'm not the biggest fan of Bianca Belair neither. So I'm like, so I had to move on. And Alexa Bliss took a lot of time off after that. And that did her kind of dirty to have that match to go only 7 minutes. Come on now. They did her kind of dirty. And they also did Alexa Bliss dirty when she returned at the Women's Elimination Chamber a couple of years ago, and Bianca won. That pissed me off because I'm like, why would y'all bring Alexa Bliss back to the Women's Elimination Chamber, and there was no know I'm saying, set in stone for her return? That didn't make any sense. So that pissed me off. And at that time, I felt that Bianca Belair was over pushed. So I was pissed off. But yeah. So this story needs to end with Alexa Bliss getting revenge on Charlotte Flair and pinning her for the first time of her career, getting her redemption match off Alexa Bliss, but also avenging her doll Lily. Then, like I said, she can go on to the throne with Tiffany Stratton for the women's U.S. title, so she can become an official Grand Slam champion, and she will be a great fighting dark heel devilish fighting champion, just like Blake Monroe. Some people might say she don't need a title with her dark devilish heel character. I say she does because that will make her an official Grand Slam champion. That will put icing on the cake with her dark heel devilish character. That's just my take. People can disagree if they want. So yeah, so I thought they'd go with that solution. They need to do that. So hopefully that's what they do. But
I didn't hear you. What'd you say? I said I got to call my doctor. I got so tired up. You forgot about your phone?
Hold on, y'all.
I went to that. Oh, you forgot to call about your gun? Yeah.
Hey, but yeah, sorry, y'all. Sorry. Had to come up front. But yeah, that's the solution they need to go with. You know what I'm saying? Turn Alexa Bliss heel. Turn her heel, and she turns on Charlotte to get her first redemption match against Charlotte. That's the solution they need to go with. So hopefully they do that, man. Hopefully they do that, whatnot, because Alexa Bliss getting revenge on Charlotte is needed. It's needed for sure. You know what I'm saying? You know, they need to put some closure to that. They need to put some closure to what Charlotte Flair did to Alexa Bliss doll 4 years ago. It needs to be some closure to that in my book. So I hope that's what they do. They go with that solution. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I said, to make this story between Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair cook even more, add Wyatt 6. Add Wyatt 6. And Alexa Bliss joins Wyatt 6. Gotta get out this sun in my eyes. Hold on, wait. Sorry. So yeah. So I'm gonna give it a couple of weeks. They shouldn't let Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair still be teaming together for a month. Nah. They done lost the title, so have Alexa Bliss to turn on Charlotte Flair. Yeah. It definitely don't need to be the other way around. Alexa Bliss turns on Charlotte because at the time being when Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair had a short feud a couple of years ago, when they had a short feud in 2021, Alexa Bliss was the babyface, although she still had her dark character then, but Alexa Bliss was the babyface and Charlotte Flair was the heel, whatnot. So, yes, they need to do it the other way around. Do this the other way around. Have Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Have Alexa Bliss to turn heel and Charlotte Flair the babyface. And she avenge her doll Lily. That is the best way to do that. That's the best way to let that cook. You know what I'm saying? So if they do it that way, that'll be perfect. That'll be perfect. Don't have Alexa Bliss the babyface and Charlotte Flair the heel. No, hell no. Let Alexa Bliss be the heel this time, and the Charlotte Flair is the babyface. And it has to be the other way around, because when Alexa Bliss was the babyface and she still had a dark hero character when she was the babyface 4 years ago, Charlotte Flair was the heel champion. She was the Raw Women's champion and she was the heel. And like I said, Charlotte Flair beat Alexa Bliss for the second time, although I knew Alexa Bliss wasn't going to be winning the Raw Women's Championship because she was set to take time off for her marriage then. She was set to take time off and work on her marriage and whatnot. So that was completely understandable. But to have her to lose in her hometown and Charlotte Flair rip her dolls to shreds, that shit pissed me off. I was beyond pissed, man. I was on fire. So yes, it definitely needs to be the other way around with Charlotte Flair as the heel. Not Charlotte Flair, but Alexa Bliss as the heel and Charlotte Flair as the babyface. It needs to be the other way around. It has to be. Because Alexa Bliss beat Charlotte Flair as a heel. And I'm like, nah, they could have ended the match with know what I'm saying, no contest. They could have ended that match against Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair at Extreme Rules at no contest. Or they could have had it where Charlotte Flair get disqualified, but Alexa Bliss wins the match. But Charlotte Flair still keeps the title, because she was the champion by then. And you know what? It made sense for Alexa Bliss to become Raw Women's champion, but she's working on her marriage and can't defend the title. So yes, 0 sense that would have made. Completely understandable. And there was some fans still complain. I'm like, bro, shut the hell up. The woman is working on her marriage. What do y'all want her to do? What do y'all want her to do? Win the Raw Women's Championship and basically hold it hostage when it's people that want to fight for that title, when it's female wrestlers back there that's busting their ass that wants to fight for that title? 0 sense that would have made. So I respected that Alexa Bliss was set to work on her marriage. But that didn't mean she get booked to lose in her hometown to Charlotte Flair for the second time, and Charlotte Flair ripped the doll to shreds. Like the doll didn't have no evil invincible powers. So that shit pissed me off to the max. I was beyond pissed. They did Alexa dirty. They did her dirty. Like I said, they could have ended the match at no contest, or they could have ended it Charlotte Flair getting disqualified and Alexa Bliss wins the match by disqualification or a 10 count out, and Charlotte Flair just keeps the title, but Alexa Bliss wins the match. They could have done it like that. Not book Alexa Bliss to get humiliated in her damn hometown. So I was pissed off. But of course Vince McMahon did that. The same way Triple H, the same way Rhea Ripley is Triple H's golden girl, Charlotte Flair was Vince McMahon's golden girl. Charlotte Flair got whatever she wanted. But I hope things changes. So, if we can get Alexa Bliss turning on Charlotte Flair and being the heel and keep Charlotte Flair the babyface, and Alexa Bliss gets her revenge on Charlotte Flair and join White 6, and she avenge her doll Lily, and she gets her redemption match against Charlotte, get her first pinfall off Charlotte Flair, and then it'll be on her resume that she's beaten all 4 of the 4 horsewomen. Know what I'm saying? And then she moves on to the throne, Chelsea Green, for the Women's United States title. That will cook. That will cook. That will cook. And that will make Alexa Bliss an official Grand Slam champion. So y'all comment below and let me know what y'all think about this video. I'm going to get up out of here. It's your boy Hitman D, and I'm going to sign out.